What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package known as the American Jobs Plan, which the White House says will create millions of jobs, and the next stimulus package known as the American Families Plan, which has about 15 different stimulus items to be included in that, in addition to a fourth stimulus check, possibly a monthly recurring fourth stimulus check that would be every single month, similar to the child tax credits, which a lot of Americans don't even know about, that are a form of monthly stimulus checks that are going to be starting on July 15th. That it's already passed from the third stimulus check packet and is going to pay out $250 to $300 per month per child going to the adult who claims the child as a dependent starting on July 15th. That's going to be major, I think, breaking news once we get closer, as regular news outlets really don't report on this stuff. They're always a day late and a dollar short. But yeah, that's already passed from the third stimulus check package. They're looking to expand that to 2025 for the fourth stimulus check package, as well as Social Security increases, Medicare expansion to include hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids for no additional cost, as well as lower the Medicare eligibility age, probably down to age 60. We also cover some daily breaking news, which we'll get to here in just a moment. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel, and let's jump right in. Okay, Fox News is reporting this breaking story. Again, I cover Fox News, I cover CNN. I'm not partisan, I'm not Democrat or Republican. I consider myself a realist. But this breaking news story is coming out today that Fox News says the Biden State Department has quietly ended the team's work probing the COVID origin that was investigating and examining if the virus stemmed from a leak of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which has really kind of been major news this week, as the Washington Post reported just a few days ago that three researchers from this institute in Wuhan, China, apparently classified information got released, and that they were sick in November of 2019 with COVID-like symptoms, and that is probably where it originated. However, the Biden State Department ended an inquiry to the origins of this COVID-19 pandemic that was investigating whether the virus stemmed from a leak out of the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. Fox News has confirmed. So they're saying that it's confirmed. The Biden administration terminated the inquiry, which was being led out of the State Department's arm, Control of Verification Bureau, and initially launched as a request of former Trump's Secretary of State Mike Pompeo after being briefed on the team's initial findings in February and March. However, state spokesman Ned Price on Tuesday denied shutting down the inquiry, saying there has been an incorrect reporting that the Biden-Harris administration has shut down this investigation by the State Department and into the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. He said the team's work has ended after delivering a report in February and March, adding that, quote, all relevant parts of the department continue to work with the interagency on this matter. They go on to say the world continues to have serious questions about the earliest days of the COVID-19 pandemic, including its origins within the People's Republic of China. China's position that their part in this investigation is complete is disappointing and at odds with the rest of the international community that is working collaboratively across the board to bring an end to this pandemic. The lab origin theory is very possible, and China must be held to account. Former Assistant Secretary of State for International Security Chris Ford said on Wednesday. So yeah, this has been major news this week. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think we'll ever truly find out where this originated? Do you think we'll ever get hard data out of China, or somehow investigate this to certainty? And do you think China will ever be made to pay? We just had this week or a few days ago, former President Trump saying that China should pay for the next stimulus check and the next stimulus package. because of the economic harm that they have caused us and the world. Let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comments. Next up, I've been getting a lot of questions on where the money is for the $10,200 unemployment tax break. This was a provision passed from the third stimulus check package. As you know, if you've been watching this channel, there's a lot more items on stimulus than just the stimulus checks alone. There's literally dozens of different items that can put money in your pocket. And this is one of them, passed from the third stimulus check package. And again, a lot of people don't even know about this. It's like, yeah, they must not be watching our YouTube channel, right? But if you had unemployment income from last year, the first $10,200 of that is now tax-free. This was passed in the very last day in the Senate as part of negotiations. They added this provision in and then literally voted on it a few hours later. And this means the average person that had unemployment income from last year will be receiving an additional $1,000 stimulus check, or IRS tax refund, whatever you want to call it, a check from the government because of this. The IRS says, quote, IRS reminder, adjustments for unemployment compensation, income exclusion are being made automatically in a phased approach to extend May, June, July, and August. So payments have started going out right now, but only for people that had unemployment income last year and are a single filer. So if you're married filing jointly, or if you even have a somewhat more complicated tax return, you will not be part of this first batch. I have seen comments down below from some of you guys, our viewers, in the comment section that say, yes, I have got my $10,200 unemployment check or tax rebate, whatever you want to call it. It's from the third stimulus check package, so it is a stimulus provision. But let me know down below in the comments, let our viewers know if you have received it, and if you received it, if you're a single filer. Now, this is basically if you filed your tax return before they passed this in the third stimulus check package, or if you filed it afterwards and you didn't claim it. If you filed afterwards, after they passed this in the third stimulus check package, then like if you use TurboTax or something, TurboTax and other softwares quickly updated so you could claim it right then and there if you filed after they passed the third stimulus check package, which was around the end of March. So there's around 10 million people that are expecting extra checks from this stimulus provision. And those checks are going out now, but they're going to be going out in waves or in batches, similar to the third stimulus check and previous stimulus checks. And they're starting with single filers, so on tax returns. So yeah, apparently that's how they're doing it this time. I will keep you updated. Feel free to read through the comments as well, because if you got your stimulus check yet or your tax refund check from unemployment, please comment down below, and if you're a single filer and when you got it. Also, yeah, the IRS is extremely far behind in all sorts of different ways. There's still people saying that they filed their taxes in March and they haven't received their tax refund or their tax return yet. And that's because if you're the IRS has two different things going on with tax returns. Number one, if you have no questions asked tax return, you can get your tax return back in about 2 weeks, it seems like. I've seen a lot of people say they just filed recently, they got their tax return or they got their tax refund back in about 2 weeks. If you're not part of that group, unfortunately, you're in like the 2-month plus group. There's over 30 million tax returns that have been pulled for what they're calling manual review. And you can just imagine manual review means a person going through them one by one, or a group of people. It's way slower than a computer just processing them in like a minute, right? So if you're part of the manual processing group where they had to pull your tax return for who knows what reason, right? Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to probably wait 2 months or more as the IRS tries to get caught up. The IRS is also going to be sending out monthly stimulus checks called the child tax credits starting on July 15th. As you can see here, they will be sending out $300 monthly child tax credit checks, $300 monthly checks to parents of, I think it's 88% of parents, as long as you make below the income threshold, which is the same as the third stimulus check. So it's like 85 to 88% of parents will receive this. And they're going to send these out on July 15th. $300 per child per month for children under the age of 6. And for children ages 6 through 17, $250 per month. That will be for the second half of this year, July through December, so 6 payments. You will get a 7th payment as well, and that will be on your 2021 tax returns. You'll get that next year, and that will be as a one lump sum for the first 6 months of this year. So $1,500 for children over the age of 6 and $1,800 under the age of children under the age of 6 per child. Okay, so basically it's $3,000 for children ages 6 through 17 and $3,600 for 1 year for children under the age of 6. And they're looking to expand this in the next stimulus check package, the American Families Plan. They want to extend these payments to continue on until 2025 or later. Now, this is in addition, this is separate from the 4th stimulus check that Democratic lawmakers are pushing for as well. We have 2 different bills currently. One is from the U.S. House of Representatives, co-sponsored by Representative Rashida Tlaib and Representative Jayapal. Feel free to tweet them, email them, call them, and tell them to continue to push for this 4th stimulus check, monthly checks. This bill from the House of Representatives is for a $2,000 one-time stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments every single month, similar to the child tax credits, but this would be for everybody, people without children even, seniors, people on SSI, SSDI. If you qualified for the 3rd stimulus check, you'll likely qualify for the 4th stimulus check as well. And then there's also the bill from the Senate that is co-sponsored by Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren, who has been very popular in the news lately with stimulus items, are pushing President Biden for a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. This is the bill from the Senate. These stimulus checks only go until the pandemic is declared over by the government, and they declare the pandemic emergency over. That likely will be around the end of the year. Probably, I mean, could be a little bit sooner, could be a little bit later, depending on how bad the cases get this winter. But those are the 2 different stimulus packages from Congress. President Joe Biden just said last week that the weak April jobs report and retail sales report makes it clear the need for more stimulus, and that Congress can include a 4th stimulus check or even monthly stimulus checks in these next package if they want to. Remember, it's Congress, the House of Representatives, and the Senate that pass these bills before they even go to the president. Now, the president has a lot of sway, he has a lot of direction here, but ultimately it's Congress, and this is the checks and balance system of our country, right? It's Congress that wants or can put in anything they want. Then it goes to the president to either sign it or veto it. President Biden and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki have kind of opened the door for them to include a 4th stimulus check or even monthly stimulus checks in this next package. Again, this is separate from the child tax credits, which are monthly stimulus checks that are already approved. They're already done. It's already passed from the 3rd stimulus check package, but only passed for 1 year. They want to extend this to at least 2025 or possibly permanently in this next stimulus package, the American Families Plan. Here is Democratic Representative Gottheimer, who is one of the leader of the bipartisan group called the Problem Solvers Caucus, which actually helped us get some of these stimulus checks in the past, most notably the 2nd stimulus check that originally wasn't in that package, and they added it in just days before they passed the package.
For more on President Biden's spending plan, let's turn to New Jersey Democratic Congressman and member of the House Homeland Security and Financial Services Committees, Josh Gottheimer. He's also co-chair of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus. So, Congressman, there's some big news out of the White House yesterday. They countered Senate Republicans' smaller infrastructure proposal. They cut the price tag of that plan by more than $500 billion, but it didn't sit well with Republicans who already raised their top line amount. Now, the 2 sides, they say, are further apart after 2 meetings with Biden's staff than they were after just 1 meeting with President Biden. That's the same complaint, by the way, that they had about the Biden staff during COVID relief talks. So essentially, this The White House offer takes money from infrastructure, tax it onto another bill, kind of like paying with a different legislative credit card. It's being voted on next week. Some people say it's unlikely to change. Is this an honest negotiation on the part of Democrats?
You know, right now, there's a group of us in the Problem Solvers Caucus, Democrats and Republicans, working with a group in the Senate, Democrats and Republicans, on a more targeted physical infrastructure bill that's part of the larger jobs plan. We're making very good progress on that. I think we will find agreement, I'm hoping, in the next week or so. And so what I would say is, I know there's a lot of back and forth going on. You know, when you're working on an agreement, it takes time. And I think we're going to get there. I'm very optimistic that we can. Again, this would just be focusing on the roads, the bridges, the tunnels, the water, and the grid part of the president's proposal.
All right. And the two sides are also at an impasse, though, on how to pay for all this. I want you to listen to what the White House press secretary said yesterday, and then I'll ask you a question.
He believes that the extraordinarily wealthy, that companies that many of whom have not paid taxes in recent years can afford a modest increase to pay for middle-class jobs.
So the White House rejected GOP alternatives like highway user fees or unspent COVID funds, but a few in your party, such as yourself, have also threatened to pull support if the plan doesn't roll back the cap on state and local tax deductions. It puts you at odds with progressives. Can Democrats even pass this on their own if there's that kind of division?
Well, this is where, getting back to my earlier point, in the agreement negotiations we're working on right now between Democrats and Republicans, you know, we're looking at alternative ways to pay for this aside from increasing taxes. And there are a lot of other options. One way, of course, what the president has talked about is closing the pay gap and going after tax cheats. There's other user fees, infrastructure bank, public-private partnerships. So plenty of other alternatives there. You know, my view is pretty simple when it comes to taxes. You know, I'm not one that's a big believer in raising taxes, and especially here in northern New Jersey, where things are so expensive. I think if any changes to the tax code that affects families has to include reinstating the state and local tax deduction and giving real tax relief to families here, especially in the middle of a pandemic. So, you know, I think we can get there. But again, these things are going to be a lot of back and forth between now and an agreement. It's how these negotiations go. And I don't think anyone should walk away from the table.
So, yeah, the Problem Solvers Caucus is kind of demanding. We'll see if it's in the physical infrastructure package or the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, the reduction or the getting rid of the SALT tax, which is state and local tax deductions. Right now, there's a cap on that where you can't deduct a lot of money, to put it in simplest terms, that used to be available. It used to be additional tax deductions that a lot of people in high tax states like New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, that their property taxes and different taxes would be very, very high. And this SALT tax actually limited them, so they couldn't get any more tax deductions, which was previously available. They want to get rid of that, so there'll be more tax deductions available for people, especially if this will affect if you have high property tax states or high taxed states. This could be an additional tax deduction for you, which could save you thousands of dollars on your tax return, could be coming in one of these next stimulus packages. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you didn't watch this morning's video, there's two brand new programs with billions of dollars of stimulus money available for you to claim right now. You should really go watch that. I'll link you to that here in just a moment so you can click on it and go watch it. But first, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates on everything stimulus related, as well as breaking news we cover here on this channel. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss any episodes because we cover different provisions and different items in each video. You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is that video I was mentioning that has two brand new stimulus programs with brand new money available that you can claim. And you should watch that video if you haven't yet. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.